I'm not worried about the impact on the GDP on the US. They calculate 0.1, 0.2%. If it's a week, it's so much. If it's 2 weeks, it's a little bit more. The dollar amount is not consequential. But the signal that the Americans are unable to get their act together and can't vote money to run the government and can't agree that the government needs to be run and has national interest greater than the Tea Party or the Democrats or the Republicans, I think that's a negative signal, which will last much longer than the shutdown.
Are you more concerned about the debt ceiling?
Well, that's another negative signal if you hit it, because it just confirms that you can't resolve the practical problems, which should not be practical problems. I mean, these are problems which you have created for yourself in a game of chicken.
Singapore's lawmakers are some of the highest paid in the world. Do you think that if Washington's lawmakers were better compensated, there would not be so much dysfunction?
First of all, we may have competitive salaries, but we are far from being the richest lawmakers in the world. I think we operate in a clean system, an honest system. We pay people what their job is worth and what the quality of people is worth, and we expect them to perform. And if they don't, well, they have to go, or the electorate will vote them out.
I think that's part of the problem, that they would attract better talent in Washington if their salaries are more competitive?
I think you have a lot of idealistic people who want to do good, who would be prepared to come forward. Of course, there are many hindrances to coming forward, and not everybody enjoys going through a congressional confirmation process. But there are people who will come forward. I think what is not good is because of the influence of what will come next. As a revolving door leads to complicated conflicts of interest, and so does depending on interest groups to fund congressional campaigns. You have restrictions, but now there are many ingenious ways around them, some blessed by the Supreme Court. And that means that money speaks, which is a big problem in the system, which many of your own people acknowledge.
Now, of course, stability in the region is very important for growth. How concerned are you about the territorial disputes in the region and then a seemingly increasingly nationalistic tone from both China and Japan?
We are watching it carefully. I think these are very difficult issues to solve. They go back a long way. The claims on both sides are not very negotiable. And it's very hard for any government to give up what it has claimed, because it will lose face and standing and domestic support. So you can only manage these issues, you cannot solve them.